Okay, now it is recording. All right. Have you been able to read at least up to chapter 11, finish 11? Can we start number 12?
I am the worst, and I am very at the back.
Okay,
wi- uh, You know, but I listened to the record I, until the last minutes,
okay,
and I have some doubts about the progression of the plot,
okay, okay,
because as far as I understand, I am on chapter 5,
okay.
so imagine. But as I follow you, I think that all the narrative centers on Christmas as a character.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and it is very clear that he's an outcast and he's very violent. He has a very dark story as an orphan, and as the person who has an stigma for being black.
Yes,
What I cannot understand is the relationship between this character and the ones that we saw at the beginning, Lena and other characters. Are they appearing on the plot, or they
no,
have
no,
passed?
no, no. They will reappear now in the center of the novel. Imagine that this is chapter 12, not the one we are going to start today. That is the middle of the novel. So all these last chapters, 10, 11, and 12, are the chapter, well, and 13 too. They are only centered on Christmas and the murder, because this is kind of the center of the story. Yes, the climax, we can say, of the story. And the other characters are in town. In chapter 12, we see that the moment that the sheriff comes back from the fire, no? You remember that the situation is that there is a fire,
Yes, I
somebody,
have already read it because it's on chapter 4.
chapter 4, there is a man and a wife who pass by, they go, they see the fire, they go,
They call the police,
they
and the police go in the very moment that Christmas is escaping.
uh,
So,
yes, Christmas is not there.
mhm,
When the sheriff, after visiting the scene and sending the body, the dead body, no, away, etc., he goes back to town. The moment he gets there, Lina arrives in town. Precisely
mhm,
when they, because when the sheriff goes back to town, a lot of people who were gathering, looking at the fire, go after him. Yes, and the this kind of procession, they call it a procession here, no, like a religious procession. When this type of procession stops, because there is a cart, a wagon that stops in the middle of the city, of the town, and from that wagon a woman, a pregnant woman, gets down. This is
mhm,
Lina. This is the intersection between Lina's story and Christmas, or Joanna Burden's story, no? And we know later in the same chapter that Byron goes to Hightower's house and tells him, this is chapter 13, so we haven't got there yet, and tells him about the fire and the black person and the whiskey and well, all the story. So
yes,
the characters appear again, except for these chapters where we are centered in Christmas at the beginning, Christmas story, then Joanna Burton's story, all her past, and then the murder, or well, the fire, etc. It's like the center of the novel, and then the other characters appear again, of course, no. But it is as if we stop for a while, because we are centered on the situation of Joe and Joanna, no?
Yes, and prior to Bobby, Bobby, I think it's
Bobby is the girl he's in love with at the beginning, when he is 18.
yes. And do you have any idea of the importance of that character in the novel? Why Christmas, or why Christmas is the center of the novel?
Well, precisely this was something that we, in a way, we're going to discuss today. No, the question of, I mean, the centrality that Faulkner gives to certain topics, because I think that, well, some other that's why I send you a lot of different criticism, yes, for you to read. But I think that the central topic is, for Faulkner, the idea of the kind of condemnation that the community gives to certain people. Lina is one, but Christmas is another one. And in,
This is what they fear, this isolation
yes,
in a way, or people judge them all the time. So, well, in Joe's cases, we may agree with some part of the judgment because he killed a person, but previous to that, he was also judged, or people were so prejudiced at that moment against a woman who was married but not, wasn't married but was pregnant, and all these different things that make people judge or condemn people and force them to become outcasts in a way.
and I think that Hightower's story, that I imagine you have already read, Malena,
Yes,
is a kind of announcement of what will happen later to Christmas. You see, because all this question of his being in a way ignored by the city, because he had a wife and the wife killed herself and the wife left him, and well, etc., etc., and all his attitude towards the people when his sermons, all that is not enough to condemn a person.
yes.
You may like a person or dislike a person,
Hmm.
but why ignore him and make him an outcast simply because he was rather proud, or pretentious when he gave his sermons, or because his wife had an affair and killed herself? But I think that this situation, Hightower situation, is for the reader to know that this is the way this community reacts.
Yes, and the last question I have while I am reading the novel is if that the prejudice get the situation worse for every character,
Mhm.
or if the character are naturally evil or fool or something, and the community has to stop that influences.
Well, I don't think that the characters are evil. I don't think so. There is a moment when that you haven't got there, and I think this is chapter 12, if I am not mistaken. Perhaps Gabriela remembers, or Claudia, when they are having after having sex, Christmas and Joanna.
Anna.
One night they are talking about their lives, their past, etc. And he asks her, why are people so bad, so evil about other people because of the color of the skin? If that was going to go on forever, he asks. And she answers, I don't know. So he is not indifferent. You see, he's not indifferent to other people. I don't think he's evil by nature. I think that he has come to this situation because of the type of life he's no.
Yes, and he's always looking for punishment. Since the dietitian's episode, he keeps on thinking that he should be punished.
He should be
In a way.
punished. Yes.
Right.
So, of course, he's not a mentally healthy person.
No. And I think that in Hightower's case, something similar happens because he's such a, I don't know, a Puritan in a way, no? So he believes that he
has to
needs
pay.
to be punished. He has to pay for what he's done.
He believes he has to pay. That's why when he talks to Byron, he tells Byron, I have already paid.
Yes, and in that way, we can explain why he stayed there. Is he chose to stay there to be punished in a way. He forced himself to stay there to feel punishment. Right, because they need to feel that they are purging for whatever wrong they have done.
Yes, yes. This is a very Puritan or Calvinistic idea too, no?
Which is not the case with Lena, because she's not looking for punishment, and she's completely innocent, or I don't know how to say it. He's not expecting to be punished, but she is not religious.
No,
at all. In the Hightower, he needs to pay to go to heaven, let's say.
She is religious in a way because she thinks that God wants the family to be together. No?
Right.
As something natural. So for her, it is natural.
Her God is not the punishing one,
no,
in a way.
No, that's right. It's a kind of different God, no? But I think that that is the point. They are not evil by nature, but the community, all the community. I mean, the orphanage is a community too when he is taken there. Yes, and
Ines.
Yes,
but when you hear me, but I don't agree totally with you are saying, because when Christmas beats the horse,
yes,
and he beats, and the way he left the horse there is something in him. I don't know.
Well, yes.
Insane, you say. Insane.
No, it's so violent. He's not good. You can't beat an animal as he did. He was furious, I know, but the way he acts is terrible for me.
Yes, you're right. I am not saying that he's a good person. What I'm saying is that Faulkner's view doesn't seem to be that a person is born like that, but that the way you live, what the community, the context, etc., makes you better or worse. I think so. In the case of, in the case of Christmas, of course, he's evil. He does very bad things too. He's not a good person, obviously. Obviously.
He didn't do one thing that was right in the novel.
Yes. Well, that is why he is the central character.
He's an anti-hero.
Yes, of course. Of course. Yes, he's the anti-hero of the novel. And the others are a kind of marked equilibrium. Yes, all the others, not only Lena, because you have other people like Byron who act completely. Without any malice, no, without any interest. Byron helps Lena because he's in love with her, but he has been Tower's friend without having any advantage, without taking any advantage from that. So Byron is a very uninterested person, no, a very good person, let's say.
He's the only good Christian in a way.
Yes, but
he does things, he lies, or he omits information, but he feels guilty because he says that he knows that he's doing something that's wrong. He admits to himself, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe his values are good. I am not discussing that, but I think that Byron is a shallow character. I don't like it at all.
Who?
Yes.
Byron.
Why?
Because he is gossiping. He has not he has not an objective in his life. He wants to work as an animal for having nothing in exchange. He's not ambitious.
No.
It's like a shallow character in that way. He goes every weekend. He goes to the countryside or another
Another
town.
church. Yes, to another church.
For a church, for singing in the chorus.
Yes, in a choir. Yes.
Yes.
Because he's very normal. He's uninteresting he's not interesting to analyze because he's a normal person in a way, I think.
Yes, but
we are interested in characters that act incorrectly or
yes, but this scene when Lina comes to the mill and he's working and he can't stop working just for a minute because everything has to be done like that. It's like a poor person. He's in love with that girl that he's already meeting, and he cannot enjoy the situation of chatting and having a normal conversation.
Well,
maybe because he's shy.
Maybe.
Yes. I think that he is a character to mark the balance to have a kind of balance. Yes, you have the very bad character in the case of Joe, also bad in the case of Lucas Birch. No, for me, Lucas Birch is the worst because he's a coward. Yes. Then you have a rather in the middle character Hightower because he isn't good and he isn't bad. He's there.
He's also a victim of the condemnation of the society against him, so he's balanced on this side.
Yes, but at the same time, you remember that his sermons were so important, and not talking about the things that people were interested in. He was interested in himself. No, he in his past and in his grandfather, and etc. So. In a way, he isn't, a good character either. But he isn't as bad as Christmas or Lucas Birch, no? And then you have other characters in the middle, like the woman who gives her food, or the woman who gives her the money, or the McEachans. You have the very bad character, the man who is very cruel, and his wife, who is a victim, a real victim, because she is a poor woman, no? So there is a kind of balance, yes. And on the other side, you have Lina as an image of.
It's the pure innocence of this story.
Yes, that's right. And the only one who is bringing a new child to the world, no? So that is the sign of hope that Faulkner gives us. The only good character is bringing a new child to the world. So she is the image of hope.
Yes.
So that's why I think that Byron is there. It's like a character to counterbalance the others, no? Even the sheriff. I don't know if you had time to read what I sent you yesterday night.
Yes.
You read it, Teresa, because this writer questions the fact that Joe had killed Joanna. Because when you
because Brown is lying.
Yes,
and the sheriff knew that, comprehended that.
And then I didn't send you all that because it was very long. But this writer says, when you read that part, you read that Joe goes to the woman's bedroom, to Joanna's bedroom, no? She's in bed, sitting in bed with a shawl on her shoulders. When he approaches her, before going to bed, before that, he leaves his razor on the table.
Yes.
Then he goes to the bed. When she looks at her, she opens the shawl and takes out a rifle, a pistol.
Rifle, yes, or a pistol, was
A
it?
pistol, a big pistol, an old pistol.
Yes.
And the scene finishes when the pistol flickers. I mean, there is a noise, and that's the end of the scene. The next scene, you see Christmas escaping. So we assume that Christmas killed her, but the unusual thing is that she hasn't been killed by a shot. She was, her throat was cut.
Decapitated.
That's right. So this writer says Christmas is in front of her. She shoots him. Evidently, the shot didn't kill him. No.
Yes.
So probably he took the gun in his hand. He is right-handed. Christmas is right-handed because there are many examples in the book when it says that he is right-handed. No. So he takes the gun, and what does he do with the gun? He doesn't kill her with the gun because the woman doesn't have a shot. What does he do with the gun? Probably he hits her with the gun. Can he have the razor in his left hand? No, because the razor is on the table. Are you following me?
Yes, yes.
So this writer,
We don't know who killed Joanna. That's it.
claro, that's the point.
Up to now, Faulkner doesn't say us.
No, it is not expressed. So
No.
probably he hits the woman, and if we take as a parallel the situation with McEachern, when he hits McEachern with a chair, you remember?
Yes.
He runs away. He runs away. He doesn't know if he has killed his foster father or not. And when May or no, what was the name of Max? Max asks him, "Have you killed the man?" He says, "I don't know," because he hits the man. He hits McEachern, and he escapes.
Yes.
So in this situation, he probably hits Joanna and escapes.
Unless
Teresa, what?
So there is a possibility of having another character that completed the murder after Christmas.
Because when Christmas leaves the scene, he goes to the cabin. He beats Lucas Brown. He beats him, no, and he escapes.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what Lucas Birch did from that moment till the moment he appears at the barber shop, or the following morning. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He could have gone back to the house, killed Joanna, and then set the house on fire, because who set the house on fire? Christmas was not there. And when the man who was passing by enters the house to help,
he saw
who is
Brown there.
the one who is there is Brown or Lucas Birch.
And
Yes,
he
we
didn't.
don't know
And he,
because he says a man, but I don't know if he was Christmas or another man.
Well, it can't be Christmas because we know that where Christmas is, because then we see that he is at the near the river washing himself, etc., etc.
Yes.
So this man,
You
that,
know later. Yes.
yes,
Later, you know, it's clear.
later you know. So when he's there, no, Lucas Birch, he tries to tell the man not to go upstairs because he says there's nobody upstairs. No,
he's lying.
he's lying, and the man doubts. He goes up and he finds Joanna. When he comes down, the man is not there any longer. Lucas Birch disappears. He escapes. He only appears the following morning when he learns that there is money, that there is a ransom to the one who finds the murderer. So
And he goes to the police and gives the speech
yes,
to the police.
yes,
And he says, "Trust on me, because if don't, I wouldn't lie to you, because I am helping you to find the murderer." And he's a very proud character.
Yes. So
like Tiberius.
And we know that he has left Lina. He has abandoned Lina. We know that he has changed his name. We know that he is, he's a drunkard, that he doesn't like work. And then we know that he goes on escaping. No? Then at the end of the novel, you will see. So, why do we assume it is Christmas the one who kills Joanna?
Because we trust on Lucas Birch and his speech at the police station.
And because we think that when Christmas escapes, it is because he thinks he has killed her.
Mm-hmm.
No?
And because all the time Faulkner makes Christmas says, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something." No.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time. In the same way that he has said before with McEachern, one day I will kill him. Remember that?
Yes.
Well, so, I mean, most probably he hit Joanna, and perhaps he killed Joanna, but it is not likely that he decapitated her. That is very difficult. You see what I mean?
Maybe it's the same prejudice as the people had.
Yes. Maybe we are under the same prejudice, yes?
Yes.
And as Teresa says, Faulkner is always telling us something about Joe Christmas, and then we believe the story. But in fact, we have no proof, because nowhere in the description we learn when Joanna is, when her throat is cut. That is not.
It's true. We are under the influence of the gossip also, as the people in town.
Yes, as the people in town. We also believe that he is capable of doing that, no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We know that he is capable of hitting somebody, because he did that with McEachern. We never learned if McEachern is dead either. We don't know.
No.
So perhaps he recovered and then he went back to his house. How? Yes. I mean, he doesn't appear in the novel again. So there are many things that we assume, and perhaps, as Gabriela says, we assume things according to the prejudices that the novel is, giving us a kind of contagion. No, we also get prejudiced, and we accept certain things. No. So the description of the scene when Joanna has the pistol in her hand finishes there with the noise of the shot. If you were watching a film, you wouldn't know if Christmas is dead or Joanna is dead, because that is the end of the scene, a shot. She could have killed him too.
Yes.
Because she had the pistol. She fired the pistol. And then we know, that is something else. When Christmas escapes, he asks a boy who is driving a car to take him.
Yes.
No? And he doesn't realize that the boy and the girl in the car are very nervous. They are very nervous. They don't know what to do with him. They say, "Well, we can take you up to, I don't know, this place." And the man says, okay, I get down here. When he gets down, he finds that he has the pistol in his right hand.
And he stopped the car with that hand. That's why they were so nervous.
Waving with a pistol. He didn't realize.
The car with a pistol in his hand, but he is not aware of that.
Evidently, Christmas was shocked because he didn't understand what the young couple were saying.
Yes,
He was in his mind.
that's right. He was in the same way that he was when he hit McKitchen. He was shocked. He didn't understand what was happening around him. No, and
Yes.
he has the pistol in his right hand. So where is the razor? I mean, how could he have killed Joanna with the razor if he has the pistol in his right hand? So you see that there are many things that we have to stop and think, because when you are reading, you say, "Ah, he has the pistol," and and that's all. No, we don't understand. We don't pay attention to that detail.
Right.
Ines,
Yes,
it made me think that Faulkner is like a film, no suspense. The way he works,
yes, it is.
because you hear the shot and nothing else.
That's right. That is the end of the scene. There is a space in the novel, and then the next scene is when he's already escaping. So we don't know what happened there in that bedroom, you see? And we don't know what happened to McKitchen either, because the
No.
last time we see him, he's on the floor because the other one hit him with a chair. But perhaps you hit somebody with a chair, the person, I mean, faints, but the person is not dead. How can you be sure that he was dead? We don't know. So you see that there are many doubts that Faulkner leaves us with, no? And
That's the idea, no?
that's the idea. It's a very interesting novel, no? Because you can read it from different points of view. And then, which was very interesting too, was the other article I sent you about Joanna, how this character seems to be rather opaque, but in fact she is a very strong character, a very interesting character too, no?
Yes.
Uh,
It seems that she is a manly character, no?
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, exactly. She's described as manly, having hands of a man, attitude of a man, etc., on different opportunities, no? And this question of her heritage, what she inherits, and the way she tries to free herself from this heritage, no? Because the first in the first what they call, what Christmas calls the first phase,
Face. Yes.
she acts like a victim of a rape. No, he goes to her, he has sex with her, but she doesn't respond. She is like being raped. No, that is the first part of their relationship. For
The second phase is terrible. The second phase,
claro,
no, so
what happened?
violent the way she acts.
But who is violent in the second phase?
Joanna.
Joanna. No, they stop having a connection for some time because he doesn't go, she doesn't speak to him. I mean, they act like two strangers. But one day she waits for him at the cabin, and this is the beginning of the second phase. In the second phase, she becomes like a nymphomaniac. No, she's I mean, desperate for sex, and she becomes jealous, and she plays games. She appears she leaves some notes to him in a special place, telling
And she goes naked around.
she goes
No?
naked in the garden, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, she has very violent sex. She enjoys it, and she shouts negro, negro, no, all the time.
And in a moment, Christmas says, as if they were in the bed two men.
Yes.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Yes.
Two men fighting.
Two men
Yes.
fighting. Yes. Malena, you were going to say something.
Yes, that it doesn't coincide with the progressist value, because if he uses Christmas as a Negro, it's because she assumed the one drop blood rule. She assumed that the prejudice of that inheritance.
Yes, because I mean, she, although she defends Negroes, but her attitude is an attitude of superiority all the same.
She keeps
Yes.
apart from them. She keeps apart.
Yes,
She helps them, but she is superior
exactly.
for her, no?
Yes, she is superior. She helps them, but at the same time, she exerts the white supremacy. No, the white supremacy, and the same happens in her relationship in this second phase with Joe. No, she is the one who produces. Then she becomes jealous of we don't know who, because the man is only there going to work and coming back. But she produces terrible jealous scenes. No, then she waits for him hidden in a shrub. Yes, and practically naked and with her hair disheveled. I mean, she becomes like a kind of monster. No, and here is when the description in one part of this second phase, the description is very similar to the description of the Medusa. You remember I told you. That's why I sent you the picture of Picasso's picture.
Yes, very nice.
Very nice. It's of course
Very nice.
very nice. And there is a Medusa there, and I don't know if you could read what was written on the side of the picture, saying that at that time the myth of the Medusa was very much used by artists because of Freud's influence and what Freud wrote about the Medusa. No, this woman that can turn men to stone. If you look at her, she is beautiful. If you look at her, you become stone. No, and he says that this has to do with the problem of the woman with the father. No, a wrong connection, let's say, from with between the woman and her father. No, always analyzing things from this point of view. No, the connection with your parents. The woman with the father can be a kind of Oedipus, or it can be a Medusa's symbol. No, a Medusa's relationship. Uh, this woman, Joanna, corresponds very precisely to Freud's description. No, because her father, her grandfather, her brother, they have all imposed on her certain ideas and certain obligations that she has to carry like a burden. It is her burden to carry on this tradition. No,
His name is Burden because one of her ancestors couldn't write the word properly, Burroughs. So he only could write Burden.
Yes, that is. I mean,
Right.
that is the explanation. But at the same time, it is very interesting to see that
It's a burden.
claro, it's a burden. She has a burden. No, this burden is all the tradition that she has on her shoulders. No, her grandfather. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when her nephew is called after she is killed, they called her nephew because she left a note at the bankers saying that they had to call the lawyer, the Negro lawyer, and her nephew. And her
And the nephew lives in the north.
exactly.
He's a Yankee.
He's a
And the lawyer is in Memphis. The lawyer.
The lawyer is in Memphis. And what's the name of the nephew? Nathaniel. Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Like her father.
Yes.
So you see names repeated like this. So her connection with
the father and her great grandfather, I think, was also
exactly. No? Yes, the Nathaniel name comes in the family, and it is part of her burden. No,
and his family has a tradition as reformers. The people that wanted Negro people get free and get all the rights as civil rights as whites.
Yes,
have.
that is her tradition. But remember that her grandfather told them that they have a burden to, an obligation. They have to raise the Negroes, to raise the shadow, he said. So if you have to do that, it's because you are superior to them.
Yes.
So in a way, this white supremacy is present there too, and she has to live with that.
Yes, like a hypocrisy.
Yes,
there.
it is.
They want to help Negroes, but in a superior place.
Exactly. Yes. And this is what she does with Joe. Because in the third phase, yes, after this, attack, sexual, let's say, sexual spring, I don't know how to call it. At the end of this phase, she tells him that she's pregnant.
But how is possible?
No, it is not. Then we learn that it is menopause.
Yes.
But
that's why I'm asking.
No, but she tells him that she's pregnant. We don't know.
But he didn't believe her. He didn't believe her.
No, he didn't believe her. Yes, but I don't know if she believes it. Perhaps she believes it. You see, perhaps she thinks that she's pregnant.
The thing is that she was a little fatter and without menstruation. So this is what she said.
Yes.
I'm pregnant. But
I'm pregnant. She says she's pregnant. And then when she starts the third phase,
yes,
it is as if she wants to purge all her sins. She has let her sexual desires so free that now she feels guilty. And she prays every night, and she wants Joe to pray with her, to ask for forgiveness. And what does she tell Joe? She tells Joe one night, she asks him to go to her bedroom, and she has everything written down. She wants him to go to school first, to go to school, to a Negro school. And then when he finishes school, she wants him to go to the lawyer, to the Negro lawyer, because he will teach him how to become a lawyer too. So she wants him to be, I don't know, instructed, not like a child. She wants she wants to direct his steps, and he rebels against that. Of course, he doesn't want to study. He doesn't want to become a lawyer. No, but she treats him like an
inferior being.
That's right. She tells him, well, now you will go to school, you will go to a Negro school, then you will go to the lawyer.
But the Negro school is, I am very bad at that situation, because if she's a reformer and she believes in equal rights, why does she trust on that law that is very bad for the rights of Negro people?
Yes, well, but that is what she does. This is why this character is so interesting, because does she believe in those principles, or is it simply that this is what they tell her to do?
And she doesn't know how to make the coincidence between her feelings and her tradition.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
So that is why I say that this is a very unusual situation. You see, because she treats him like an inferior person, like a Negro, although he's not a Negro because his skin is not black. And then she says, well, when you do that, you will have all my money to yourself. Well, I mean, a very astonishing situation. Of course, he's not going to, I mean, to accept it because he wants to be free. And that there is another interesting thing there. You will see when you read that chapter that he starts thinking, I should leave. I should leave. I should. I mean, he feels that there is something in him telling him to leave, to abandon the place, to go on.
But he can't.
But
He
he can't.
can't.
But he can't. So he knows he's in danger. You see, he has this feeling that he has to leave and to carry on with his way. No, he looks at the road and he thinks I have to go on. Yes, on the road, but he can't. He stays. And he knows that he's going to do something bad. No, because she insists on his praying. She wants him to pray with her, to kneel. When he says that he doesn't want to pray, he says, well, at least kneel with me. I pray for both. So she wants him to be kneeling there. Well, I mean, she becomes, I mean, a very disgusting character because she's
Yeah.
obsessed with salvation, not praying all day, trying to oblige him to do what she wants. Well, a very negative character at the end. Mm?
Yes.
So the analysis about Joanna is also very interesting because it doesn't seem to be an important character in the novel, but she is. She is also a central character to the novel. She appears in the middle of the novel. I mean, her story, no, because she appears at the beginning in the fire, but I mean, her story appears in the middle together with Christmas story, and so you get. I mean, both of them are the center of the problem. No, both of them have a lot of complexes, a lot of problems inherited from their ancestors. Uh,
Yes.
yes, Malena.
I am thinking about Joanna, and she's isolated in a sense because she, as a reformer, doesn't get on well with all the girls and ladies on the town that are supremacists.
Yes,
That
yes.
they are very against with the Negro people.
And when she goes out, it says somewhere that when she goes out, people call her, or children call her Negro lover, Negro lover.
Yes,
So
but even though she's isolated, being a reformer, she herself cannot get a good relationship with Negro people or show that is considered a Negro.
yes, she could have left too. Why didn't she leave when her family died? Why did she stay there?
Mm. Because she doesn't work, she doesn't do anything, right?
No, no. I mean, no.
She inherited some properties and nothing else.
Well, she probably inherited money too. I mean, but she could have left.
Hmm.
She stays there. Remember that her father also stayed there because he had buried his father and his son. So Joanna,
Her
father
ancestors
and
were very good, yes.
they,
But but the graves were hidden.
Yes,
The grave was hidden.
the graves were hidden. They he buried his wife, but when he died, why didn't Joanna leave? Sorry, why didn't she leave? So she's a very unusual case, the same as Hightower. She hasn't had any romance, any lover in 40 years. No?
But I think that is the story of Hightower too. Hightower didn't left the town, and maybe they don't see any possibility of inserting themselves in other community.
Yes.
They are comfortable there in the town they know and with the people they know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that there is something. There is another part of the writing in chapter 12 when she says that her father thought that you had to behave and like the people in the place you are living in.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to do what the people who were born there do. So, in a way, she's respecting her father's way, her father's ideas all the time. That's why she is okay as Freud's symbol of the Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
She has this obligation from the father, no, coming from the father, and she has to do it and carry it on. So she becomes a kind of man. That's why Teresa says she's manly. She's described as being like a man.
And even her voice too. Even her voice.
Even her voice, yes. So this is exactly, and what does a Medusa do? She turns men to stone. And in a way, this is what she does to Joe, because Joe knows that he has to leave before all this happens. When her sexual infatuation was there, he says, "I have to leave. I have to leave," and he doesn't leave. He has become like a stone there. He cannot move. No,
He's trapped there.
sorry, Teresa. He's
He is trapped there
he's
in
trapped.
that place.
He's trapped there in exactly. So you see
I was
how
thinking of the decapitation too, because with Medusa that happened too.
very good. Thank you, Gabriela. Yes, the Medusa was decapitated. That's why we always have only the head. No, the head of.
And then they carried her head in order to turn other men into stone.
Yes. To turn other men into stone, they carry the head by the hairs. So
Yes.
this, I mean, it is interesting for me to see how different intellectuals, artists of the same time, yes, Picasso and Faulkner, yes, work together with the same ideas at the same time, no? Picasso including the Medusa in his pictures of Lysistrata, and Faulkner here in his novel, no?
I was thinking about another reference that I hadn't thought of, that she had her hair covered at the beginning, and he was surprised when he saw her hair, because that was distinctive of Medusa. She had snakes, so it was like hidden.
At the beginning, yes, when he meets her at the beginning, her hair is hidden. She's covering her hair, and then when the second phase starts, she appears with her hair. I mean, flowing. No, okay.
He mentioned this in particular because now I remember that I called my attention when I read it that I hadn't realized that she had her hair covered, and he said that was the first time he looked at her hair.
Yes, exactly.
Now I remember.
Yes, so you see that how the question of the hair